final video in the series at keeping you dancing safely at home. For today's video, I want to talk you through 3 exercises designed at improving your hip strength. Specifically, we'll be looking at your turnout control, your hip flexor strength, and also an exercise designed at keeping your inner thigh muscles strong. Now, as I've said in previous videos, some of the exercises I'll show you today have been devised by the team at the Australian Ballet Company, so I just want to acknowledge them and the amazing work that they do. For the next 3 exercises, if you can do them at home 2 to 3 times per week, that will really assist in keeping these muscles strong. And you never know, you might come back to dance classes with stronger, higher legs than when you left. So here we go. So the first exercise is to strengthen the deep turnout muscles inside your hip. We call it Windscreen Wipers, and what you need is a firmish TheraBand, mid-strength TheraBand, looped around something and then on the inside of your ankle. You're on your hands and knees. Make sure you've got a flat back and you're turning your core muscles on, and that position of your pelvis shouldn't change. Now, you're going to very gently tighten up that lower part of your butt muscle. It's called your quadratus femoris, the muscle in there. And then you're going to slowly slide your foot along the ground, keeping it in contact with the ground, towards the other foot, and hold that there for 10 seconds. So 10 slow counts, and then you want to slowly come back. So pulling it on, tighten that muscle at the lower part of your glute. Hold for 10 and slowly relax. After the 3rd rep, you should start to feel a bit of a burn in this lower part of your buttock muscle. If you're not feeling that, you can slide your pelvis so that a bit more of your weight is on that working leg. And that can help a little bit. But what you don't want is to be feeling it all down your hamstring or all up your inner thigh. A progression from this can be to extend the opposite leg. Keep your pelvis nice and level, and you can bring that working foot a little bit further to underneath the knee of the extended leg. And same thing, 5 repetitions, 10-second holds each time. And that's it. That's your windscreen wiper exercise. So exercise number 2 is for your hip flexor muscle. That's your iliopsoas muscle, and it's the muscle that's located right at the very front of your hip. It's the muscle that you will use predominantly when you're lifting your head into a beautiful développé second. And it needs to be really, really strong to prevent injuries in your hip joint. So, again, medium strength TheraBand tied quite firmly around your knees when you're lying on your back. Okay, lift your working leg up to just so that the knee is just above the height of your hip, and you can turn that leg out very slightly. Take your fingers and pop them right in the front of that hip joint there, and you should feel a tendon tighten up or a thickening of a muscle right at the front of your hip joint. You want to pull your knee up towards the shoulder on the same side and try and feel that muscle swelling at the front of your hip and slowly coming back down again. Some prolonged holds are quite good here, so you might aim towards 10-second holds and then relax. You can let that foot rest on your opposite knee and repeat that 10 times. As you start to get a little bit more proficient in this exercise, you can start to slide that opposite leg a bit further away from your body to increase the resistance on the TheraBand, and you can also start to do a few little pulses up there to really feel that hip flexor muscle fatiguing at the front of that hip joint. Make sure that you're not letting your back flatten down too much into the floor, so you want to keep a nice neutral spine with a little bit of a gap in between your lower back and the mat. Good. And that's it. So the third and final exercise of our hip strengthening series is to strengthen the inner thigh muscles, or your adductors. So you want to lie on your side, support your top knee on a folded towel or a pillow or similar. Keep your working leg, the bottom leg, parallel, so your toes should be pointing directly forwards. And what you want to do is to lengthen that lower leg and just lift it just about 10 to 15 centimetres off the floor. Hold and slowly lower back down. Just before you get to the floor, lift again. So think about a 2-second lift, 2-second hold, 2-second lower, and 2 seconds at the bottom. So we're going to go 1 and 2, hold and 2, lower and 2, 1 and 2, lift 1 and 2, hold and 2, lower and 2, 1 and 2. Complete 20 of those. Now, if you can do 20 repetitions reasonably easily, add a weight. So we've got here a cuff weight, which has got 1 kilo in it. So you can add that cuff weight to the bottom leg to make that bottom leg work harder. Now be careful that you're not letting that bottom leg drift forward or rotate so that your toes are starting to point towards the ceiling. So you want to maintain that parallel position of the foot with the floor and just slowly lifting that bottom leg up and down. You should feel a really nice strong burn in your inner thigh muscles. A progression from that then is to lift the leg up, and you can actually keep that bottom leg parallel with the floor, but bend and straighten your knee as well. So you might do 20 lift and lower, and then 20 slow bend and straighten. So that's it. Enjoy your time dancing at home. It has some challenges, but also some really unique opportunities. We hope that you return to your dance classes with renewed enthusiasm for dance. Keep safe.